Tapia turning to Halpern and saying, hey, we butted again to start the 8th round. 8th round out of a scheduled 12. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 7?
Jim, 67, 66, 4 rounds to 3. Johnny Tapia. I think he's got that big early lead, and that's what's keeping him in the lead. But I'll tell you something, 5, 6, and 7, I gave to Danny Romero. He's starting to pick up the pace. Look at that. He gets off first constantly. He backs Tapia up, and he's taking Tapia out of his game. Shots like that will win this fight. Romero getting off first, turning it around.
I have it 3 rounds for Tapia, 2 Romero, 2 even.
The judges at ringside are from Kent, Washington, Las Vegas, and Providence, Rhode Island. Johnny Tapia goes back to digging to the body, particularly with the left hook. So effective for him early in the fight. Tapia reestablishing himself here in this 8th round.
Romero is feinting, coming in closer and closer with that right hand 1-2 combination. There it is again.
Keep it up, man. Keep it up.
So with counter right hands, Romero has cut down on the fusillade of Tapia left hooks.
You know something? And the closer he gets, the better he is. He's at the point where Tapia is worried about his right hand, Romero's right hand now.
He's cut the space between him and Tapia almost in half from where it was back in rounds 1 and 2.
Yeah, you get closer and you start doing a lot of things you've practiced in the gym.
Left hook lead by Tapia. Tapia not starting off with the jab perhaps as much as his corner would appreciate. Remember, Eddie Fletch, Jesse Reed, both classical training types. They like to see a guy work behind the jab.
Yep. The folks at home can count the times Tapia's body is starting to hit the ropes. And that does nothing but fire up Romero, because that's what he tried to do early in the fight, corral him into the rope.
Good left hook to the body by Romero. Tapia comes inside, manages to land a left hook up top. Romero with a straight left hand as they back away from each other. Romero misses with the right. Tapia measuring and looking for a chance to go back to the left hook. These fighters are working. Tapia beginning to tire. Every time he shakes his arms like that, George, he's trying to relieve tension from his arms.
You know, because this Romero's giving a lot of feints. Feints give you more muscle tension than actually punches. Tighten up all night, you don't know what to do.
Hard right hand by Romero. Tapia landing to the body.
For all the build-up, the long wait, the passions involved, the rivalry, what we have here is a spirited, high-class boxing match.
It's going to come down to the 4 championship rounds, 9, 10, 11, and 12 upcoming.
Romero's corner gave him the go-ahead now to start putting together a lot of punches, which means he's going to have to step forward and not worry about the counter punches. And it's effective.
Romero lands the left hook. Tapia gets a left hook into the body.
Good left hook by Romero.
Come on, keep those heads up.
Tapia's corner asking him to jab, and still he doesn't reward them for that. Not jabbing nearly as much as he did in the first few rounds when he had the initiative in the fight.
No, that Romero never stops. He doesn't be still. Whenever he steals, Tapia makes him pay. So as long as he's moving around, he's in safe.
You got to start out tending to doubt a guy who's been trained his whole life by a Police Athletic League volunteer trainer. But Danny Romero has it all. Now here comes Tapia.
The one time that Danny Romero decided to stop, stand still, he started to pay for it.
Tapia came alive and brought the crowd with him.
Good right hand by Tapia.
His best punch in several rounds.
No matter what he does, Romero is right back into his face, up and down.
Tremendous discipline shown here by Danny Romero. It didn't go well for him in the early rounds, but he stuck to the task and began to chip away and find his opportunities.
Good overhand right and counter right. Doesn't look like there's truly any bad blood with those guys.
Nope. It looks now as though they respect each other enormously and are fighting a tactical boxing match.
That's right. What Romero is starting to do now is making Tapia get his feet crossed together.
Johnny showed his sportsmanship there. Had a chance to load Romero over when Danny was in an awkward position, and he held his punches back because he knew it would be unfair. As we go to the closing rounds, Johnny Tapia has a vast edge in experience. He's been this deeply into a prize fight many more times in his career than has the younger Danny Romero.
That's the way to work. Look like a world champion. Start touching him the same way. Just play with him. Play with him.
What happens when you stay in close? What do we tell my multi-tuesday? I love you, Albuquerque. Big Bear, I say hi. I love you too.
Hey, another round like that. Another round like that. Play with him. Play with him. He's getting frustrated. He's got his nose all busted up.
Hey, you're working fucking good with the jab, Johnny. I'm gonna stay up. Down a little bit.
But with your jab, with your jab. Don't throw it by itself. Okay?
How you starting to close?
It's close. It's close, but we were worrying about that right now. You just got to keep working and don't let him get off so much. Okay? Don't let him get off so much.
Speaking of busted noses, Tapia estimates that he's had 15 or 20 of them.
Three rounds to go in the Battle of Albuquerque. And it's either man's fight, or at least you have to suspect that's the case, as they go to the championship rounds.
Now Tapia is able to use his footwork, moving out of the way, and establishing that stiff left jab again.
Harold, you've got it 87-84 for Johnny Tapia.
Jim, I thought he had 2 good rounds tonight, 9. He fought beautifully. Getting off first, he had Romero bleeding. He was landing, the good solid punches, and he kept Romero off balance, and Romero's missing a lot. I thought Johnny Tapia surged into the lead in rounds 8 and 9.
I have Tapia ahead by a point.
I think it's either man's fight going down the stretch, George, don't you?
Yeah, Romero started to pull away, and then all of a sudden Tapia got a second win, and he started getting advice like, you're looking good. Play with him. This is what you want to tell a professional fighter. You want to give him too much advice. And once that corner started clicking like that, and you got a stiff jab, you can do anything you want.
Let go.
Fascinating in the unpredictable life of Johnny Tapia. 3 weeks ago, he fired Jesse Reed. Tonight, Reed is the primary voice in his corner. Straight right hand landed for Romero. Another headbutt.
In that corner.
Both fighters hurting from this butt, but no blood apparently.
That's accidental also, okay? No cuts, all right? You okay?
Accidental butt.
You okay?
No blood on Romero.
Come on.
No blood visible on Tapia. Hard right hand by Romero. Tapia stands up and backs away.
Okay, step back in the right hands, come on.
Remember, Tapia was told by his corner, they gave him the green light to play with him. So, and he's doing as much.
Great right hand by Tapia as Romero charges in. Tapia commanding the space in the ring and lands another right hand over the top. Romero chasing back without effect. to the jab. Trying to regain his command over the space in the ring.
Now Romero is trying to reach with that overhand right. He's not thinking about where it's going. He's not watching it. He's just throwing it. Early on, he was calculating, and he had it all measured.
Romero just missed with the long right hand. Tapia showing you he's got his energy left. Both fighters tremendously conditioned with great stamina so far.